Hello and welcome back to another live session with Nana Ayebiafo Jana, a mystic and a life coach. If this is the first time you are watching a video of ours, kindly like the video, click on the notification icon to get more updates. Good morning, Nana. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, my brother. I'm doing well. Yourself?
I'm doing well also.
Thank God.
Today we'll be mixing the English with the local language.
That's fine.
The reason why for this topic is one day, Madam Fubi, or say, who shall papa? I assembly mama. Na dana oda ho na obo some sound be YouTube. These frequency sounds YouTube. Oh sorry, na sebe ne ho asay. Nti na odwen say ono nko na esi but ne nua na ote ne oda ne nchen no ono so ne ho asay be 2 times. Nti no okọ back ekohwe YouTube video say na oda femu okohwe na yachro intense cleansing, caution, intense cleansing. No say, hey, sound your powerful, sir. No say, we share what mean sir topic we point. Our topic for today is sounds and vibrations.
Anyway, I think sound is a very important subject matter that we need to talk about because according to Hypnotism, unlike any other substance, sound have the ability to permeate into the subtle body. So in all mystical institutions, there's so much focus on sound. Okay. Like I've been saying all the time that we have 3 different dimensions of ourselves. That's our gross body, our subtle body, and then our spiritual body. Sound is able to penetrate through the gross body to the subtle body and is able to facilitate the subtle body to begin to understand spiritual things. So sound is a very important thing. In Krishna consciousness like this, we really use sound a lot, especially during meditation. We call something mantra meditation. So normal meditation, you sit down quietly without, verbalizing anything. You just sit down quietly and probably you follow some directions. But in mantra meditation, you utter sound. And according to all mystical philosophies, mantra meditation is more powerful than just ordinary meditation. Because anytime you meditate, you are actually trying to control the wavelength of your thinking. And you are able to also facilitate your own inner understanding of yourself and then the environment around you. So when you bring in sound, you become more equipoised. Like you will not be affected by cold or heat, not influenced by happiness or distress. You become equipoised, especially when you really understand the sound vibration of the words that you are uttering. If you go to Ekanka, they are so much into sound. So you say, hue, but the hue is just an aspect of Om.
Okay.
And Om is just a sound vibration of the Supreme Lord himself. God actually is sound. God himself is sound. So the sound manifestation of God is Om. So the Om, when you are writing it in a coded form, it is some 3 with some crescent of the moon and then some adjacent down there.
Is that what we see with the Shiva symbol?
What you see with the Shiva symbol, the Om, okay, that represents the supreme absolute truth.
Oh, okay.
And how to pronounce the Om is Om. So that sound vibration is able to permeate into the heart. And then it goes through the subtle body that makes one a little become more, you're able to identify yourself with your spirit self. Very unfortunately, most of us, we are so much connected with our physical body, the gross body. So most of the things that we are doing, I say, but anytime you add sound to say meditation or to a prayer, you are able to penetrate into the subtle self. So with this, your friend's experience of bossa sound, not in that night, not in one say, what it means is that, there are some people who are so much attached to some physical activities. So anytime their wavelength is increased, then that thing that you are so much attached to begin to show manifestation. So for instance, somebody who is very aggressive, if that person plays this kind of sound, this vibrational sound, instead of the person become more calm, the person will become very aggressive, he will become a little bit agile, he will kind of stay one place, become a little bit disturbed, because the sound vibration will agitate your natural way of doing things. So if somebody is so much into sex life, or somebody who really loves or appreciates too much sex, whether having the sex or think of the sex, when you consistently and constantly listen to these vibrational tunes, what happens is that it will agitate that thing that you are so much familiar with in your system. And in this case, it's sex. And if you have sex, what happens is that you end up, releasing or having orgasm. So that could be the reason why anytime he listens to those things, and probably he will have that kind of experience. So it is said that, so we are spiritualists, you must try, we have 24 qualities of the devotees. And that 24 qualities are able to facilitate on what Makunyanko. So as you are trying to identify yourself with all these 24 qualities, then when you do sound meditation or mantra meditation, it will help you to facilitate. Now, what to me, for instance, you have to be very humble. So you're trying to become very humble through the spiritual practice. Said anytime you utter sound, it will be able to influence this aspect of your life now. What tries to obey humility, humility.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. But obiso also before very aggressive, like full of anger, no. So or that sound vibration, I hear positive things, more aggressive. You understand? So in every spiritual organization, or much less say people should be humble, you should be quiet at times. Try and learn all these qualities. Say the your sound vibration or meditation, normal, like opposite to the normal one we're looking for. Like the last time we were talking about people praying, gathering energy from God, but because said their palms are always around their genitals, it actually agitates their sexual edge, something like that. So whatever quality you have within yourself, so who practices sound vibration, it is able to facilitate that, either positive or negative. And normally, before one start doing mantra meditation, one must understand what you need, what you want to become. And they try to practice those positive things, So when you begin to utter sound vibration, it's able to actually facilitate you to become that kind of good person that you want to become. So if you ask me about sound, I would say sound is very important. So Prabhupada, our founder used to say that when someone sleeps, at times you even touch the person and the person doesn't hear. But as soon as you give sound, the person wakes up. Because sound doesn't just deal with only the gross body, it goes to the subtle body. So no matter how deep somebody sleeps, you're able to wake the person through sound. Okay? So it is said that our souls are like sleeping. So the sound vibration of the Maha Mantra is able to awaken the souls. That's why in the Krishna temple, you see them, we have the bead, and they'll be reciting a very powerful mantra. That powerful mantra, alongside with the sound that it produces, is able to affect the sleeping soul. So the wake up sleeping soul. So how long will you keep on sleeping in this material world? It is time for you to ignite yourself and leave this material world so that we go back to where you came from. And how do you do this? You do that through sound vibration. So sound is very important. And the one thing, see, sound have waves. Okay. So we have many waves. We have the alpha waves, the beta waves, the gamma waves, all those waves. Depending on the position you find yourself, some of these waves are produced by your brain. Understand? So for instance, when somebody is in deep sleep, deep slumber, there are kind of waves that a person produces. When somebody is sleeping lightly, not so deep, there's a level of waves one creates with the brain. And then when one is almost like awake, there's a special wave that one creates. And then when one is actively not sleeping, it's a special wave you create. And when you are focused on doing something, you create another waves. So that all you see, alpha waves, beta waves, delta waves, gamma waves, and all that, they all have their importance in our life. And what happens before we are able to create them. So maybe as time goes on, and before we end this, I'll give specifications. When I talk about alpha waves, what period in your life are you able to create alpha waves, and what does it do even for you as a person? Don't forget, these are all waves that help us to become who we are. So if we know how to manipulate these waves through the sound vibration of the universe, we are able to become better persons. Or most of the times, people have been talking about, the power of attraction.
Okay.
For you to be able to even benefit from the power of attraction, you should be able to know how to access all these waves, because the waves will be able to help you. If you are practicing the power of attraction and the waves you are producing is the slow type, like say the delta or the theta waves, it is very difficult for you to be able to attract what you are actually thinking of. But if you are using waves like gamma waves, which is the fastest waves, you are able to attract exactly what you are looking for in a very fast speed. Understand? So I think the subject is very important. When as we are going through it, you have some information there, people will help themselves with it. I bet me
Okay. So what's the difference between the subtle sound and the gross sound?
See, when you say gross means material things, physical things that you're able to see. So if you have drum and you beat the drum, you consider that to be a gross sound, because this sound is coming from a gross element.
Okay.
But there are some sounds that are not initiated by the combination of gross elements. So those sounds can be considered to be subtle sound. For instance, when one is doing meditation, at a point, you become oblivious of your external environment. And deep down yourself, even though you don't see yourself communicating, but deep down yourself, you begin to communicate with the subtle world. So whatever sound you make within this space, it's not a gross sound, but these are subtle sound. For instance, you are meditating, and then you find yourself around a river, and maybe in the river, you begin to imagine yourself being a child. Okay? How you used to be growing up, the kind of experiences you had, the difficulties you went through, all the good things you're going through, as a child. And now you, as a person who is in this deep meditation, begin to communicate with this your childhood-like body in the river. There will be a communication that you, as a person, the meditator, you'll be able to hear the sound communication of yourself and yourself as a baby. So that kind of sound that creates within this space is not considered to be a gross sound, but it's considered to be a subtle sound. At times you see somebody in meditation and you see the person smiling, or you see the person frowning. You might not see anything happen around because the person is quiet. The person is not making any gross sound, but deep down in the meditation, there's some communication going on there. And the sound that's produced in this space is not considered to be gross sound, but a subtle sound. And it happens all the time. There are many times that people that I sit with, not sleeping, I'll be there and I speak, I speak outwardly. And I was like, I said, what is it? So you spoke, I heard you saying this.
Yeah.
But I knew probably I was communicating deep myself. So that kind of communication, even though verbally the person can hear it, but that is not gross sound. It's a subtle sound.
Is that what we call the telepathy?
No, telepathy is different. Telepathy is when you are able to communicate with people which are not around your area.
Oh, okay.
For instance, even as we are sitting here, with that verbal communication, I'm able to speak with you. That is telepathy. Okay. But when you're talking about the sound vibration, here you are speaking to yourself, not to somebody else. And because the person is within you, you're communicating here. At times, verbally, you can, voice out whatever communication are going on there. So telepathy is a very powerful science, but it's different from just the sound vibration that we are speaking at the moment.
Oh, okay. So how does vibrations or sounds affect one's aura?
Okay, so like I was saying, sound is able to penetrate into your subtle self. And it is not just penetrating, but it is able to facilitate the subtle self to magnify. It can become big. So if you concentrate on very divine sound vibrations, it is able to aggravate your aura. But there are some kind of sound vibrations that is able to also dampen the vibrational energy around your aura.
So even the music we choose to listen has effects on us.
You have to be very careful because sound is very powerful. If you want to know how powerful sound is, when somebody insults you, okay? When someone insults you, it is sound. But you see how you feel?
Yes.
That is the power of sound. I know just by words, people can go to war. Just by words, some marriages comes to an end. People lose their employment just because of words they spoke. And these are nothing, they are sound vibrations. So what I'm saying, that sound is very, very powerful. So in our day-to-day life, we have a lot of negative or positive influences based on the kind of sound we listen to or we avail ourselves to. So I tell people, be careful the kind of music you listen to because it is affecting you directly or indirectly or knowingly or unknowingly. Because these are normal things. Okay? For instance, at times you listen to some track for some time, and after about, say, 30 minutes, you might not know. It's like unknowingly you'll be singing that track in your mind.
Yeah, that's true.
Then all of a sudden you start verbalizing it or vocalizing it. Because you heard, maybe probably you were listening to it like about 2-3 hours ago. Now you've left even an environment where the music was playing, but you are still verbalizing it, vocalizing it. That is the power of sound. So, personally, I don't just listen to any music. I love music. Music, I just love music. But I'm very careful the kind of music I listen to because it will definitely have some kind of negative effect on you or positive effect on you. So be very careful. You should be very circumspect the kind of music you listen to. There are some music that will never help you. There are some music when you listen to it now, the lyrics give some kind of feelings that will help you to make progress. And some lyrics will definitely, sabotage your own advancement, especially if you are a spiritualist, somebody who is aspiring to be a spiritualist. There are some kind of music that you should not listen to. If you go to the Buddhist world, they are so much concerned with sound. See, the way they do their meditation, the way they do their chanting, they focus so much on sound because they know sound is able to permeate through the subtle body. And when the subtle body is strong, spiritual advancement is a little bit easy. So yes, not all music is good for you, especially when you are sleeping. Let me give another example. When you want your kids to sleep, there are some kind of music sounds that you sing, parents sing, and the kids sleep very early, fast. I don't know whether you are aware of that. Like children, they call, is it lullaby or something?
Yeah, lullaby.
Your kids find difficult sleeping, and they start singing it. It creates a vibration around, and that vibration is able to calm them to sleep.
Yes, that's true.
Okay? And there are some kind of music when somebody is sleeping, when you play, the person will wake up because it agitates the organs in the body. So when I am sleeping, most of the times I have some sounds that I would like to hear. Deep meditational sound vibrations that helps you to relax your body and all that. So sound is important, and the kind of music you listen to will definitely have some influence on you. You might believe it or not, but it will. No matter how you hate Afrobeat musicians, probably the way they do their things, the way they manage things, the way they speak and all that, as soon as you begin to listen to that kind of music, it gets to a point, whatever they do becomes normal to you because you don't see anything wrong with it. Because you get influenced with the kind of music you listen to. Understand?
Yeah.
When you begin to listen to real gospel music, probably you were not in tune with God or whatever, but gradually you begin to develop some attraction for spiritual things, for things that the supernatural things. Because music is very powerful, because they are sound, and this sound is able to influence either positively or negatively. So, yes, don't listen to all music because some of them might not be very good for your own spiritual well-being.
Usually, I normally listen to country music in the afternoon. I don't know why, but it's so soothing in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. So, okay, now I understand.
Sure. Some kind of music even the timing from morning to the following morning, the whole period is divided into 8. And within each of these 8, there are activities that are best for you. So in mystical world, it is said that one should wake up very early in the morning. So we call it the Brahma Muhurta, the most auspicious period of the day. And it's around 4:30 all the way to about 5:30. So this is the best period to make spiritual advancement. So if you want to do meditation, especially mantra meditation, this is the best time. If you want to do prayer, this is the best time to pray. I notice many people like praying from 12. No, it's not good. Because these 8 demarcations within the whole 24 hours, from 12 p.m. to 2 a.m. has been assigned by God Almighty to some section of the beings.
Okay.
We call them the principalities, the powers that be. So this is a period that they have time to operate. So as a Christian, as a Muslim, or as a Hindu, or anything, any religious person you are, when you have prayers within this period, it is very difficult for you to have positive response to those prayers. People should not forget that God who created you, as a Muslim, as a Christian, or as a Hindu, as a Buddhist, the same God created the witches and the wizards. And the witches and the wizards, we know them here. There are a whole creation of beings who are demons. God created them. There are another creator of beings, we call them Rakshasas. They are some human beings, but they are demonic to the point that they feed on human flesh. God created all these beings, and He has assigned time and period for all these beings. If you go to the forest, the lion becomes very hungry, and God avails some meal for the lion. Okay?
Okay.
So you ask yourself, why would God allow some of the lions to be eating the animals? And trust me, if you follow all this kind of animal war stuff, it is not very easy for the lion to get meat.
They suffer.
They suffer a lot. Even though they live in the midst of the animals, they suffer a lot. They get to a point nature will allow so that they can also get something to sustain them in life. So what I'm trying to say here is that the whole 24 hours a day, it has been demarcated into 8 sections. And one of them in the night and one day in the afternoon. It has been assigned to some principalities, powers that be. God Himself gave them that time. Some time ago, when we were going to school twice a day.
Twice a day.
Twice a day, some time ago.
Okay.
They go to school in the morning, and by exactly 12, they close and go home and come back 2 o'clock. You can ask any elderly person, they will tell you. Because they knew from 12 to 2, it is not very good to study and become anything serious.
It will enter.
It doesn't stay. It doesn't stick. You try and try. There's no concentration. And because that time, these 2 hours, the forces that operate within the universe, they are deadly. And God gives them a chance to operate. And likewise, in the night from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m., there are beings that are allowed to pray. They do their own things. So if you really want to have the benefit of sound vibration, mantra meditation, all that, you should be very careful. You should know the timing. So in the mornings, like from 4:30 thereabout, all the way to about 5:30 to 6, it's a very good time. We call it Brahma Muhurta, very auspicious period of the day. So this is the best time for you to do spiritual things. At that point, the whole world is so calm. Even you yourself, your system is very calm. So we consider that to be in the mode of goodness. You are able to abide yourself with all the beautiful things in the universe, subtle and physical. Then just after 7, 8 going, when the sun begins to become a little bit scorchy, your system begins to agitate. So within that period, prayer is not very, very effective. Okay? Prayer is not very effective. You can't even focus. At that time, within that time, everybody's so passionate looking for money. You want to go to work, you want to do something to make money so that at least you can get out of the house. So you are so passionate about getting some material things. So at that point in time, you find it difficult being able to focus on mystical things. But if you're able to wake up early in the morning during the Brahma Muhurta hour, that is the most auspicious period of the day, and you're able to do your spiritual practice, it is able to have influence on you throughout the whole day. So even within the daytime, where you're very aggressive, you're very passionate, you're so much looking for worldly things, you will still do that alongside with the understanding that whatever you possess, one day you will lose them. So you have to do this with a lot of respect a lot of, faithfulness, knowing very well that whatever you gain here, one day you have to lift him. Then when you get into the night is considered to be in the mode of ignorance. The day is considered to be the mode of passion. The night is considered to be in the mode of ignorance. So most of the bad things that happen in the night. Okay? So all the people that want to fornicate so much, it's in the night they do these tasks.
Yeah.
Okay? People with the armed robberies and many other bad things. Most of the time happens in the night. Like the ladies that go out there to go and sell them their bodies. Even though in the afternoon they can do it, but who will go and do that? And it's in the night you see them doing it, because in the night is the mode of ignorance. So like I'm saying, the vibrations that we gather in this world, we should know when to do what. You can't decide to do everything anytime. It might not benefit you, fully. So yes, sound vibrations are very important, but we should know the best time to do what and the bad time not to do what. If you're able to regulate yourself this way, trust me, you'll be able to make a lot of advancement in your own life, whether material or spiritual or subtly, whatever it is that you want to do. You must time yourself, know what is what you need to do, what you're not supposed to do, and at what time. If you learn and study all these things, trust me, things will be very fine. So I've seen this, there's this alpha hour. It's good they have to pray. By the time they pray, at the time I wake up by 12 and I see people who send me a lot of notifications. I have a lot of notifications because people tag me. So yes, you said, okay, if that is the time for demonic forces to operate, then let us fight them. You can't fight them, because God Almighty has not even killed them. He has given the time to operate. So it is for you to maneuver all those timings. So that time, do your prayers before that time. Your prayer will sustain you within the period these beings are also working. And they can affect you. If you want to stand in the position, you want to fight them, like kind of have some battle, they will always defeat you, because that's their time. And they have the time to do nonsense. You might do it for 2-3 weeks and probably you wouldn't do it again.
So there are spiritual laws to this.
There are spiritual laws. One has to be very careful. You cannot kill all the witches in the world. They die and then the power will be given to somebody else. It is God's own arrangement. So you allow them. That's why in Krishna consciousness, we don't pray against evil forces. You ask yourself, if God doesn't want these forces to leave, why is he keeping them around? Because to the best of our knowledge, God is the most supreme being. He has all power. So if God doesn't want to see these spiritual beings, these negative beings around, why is he allowing them to leave?
That was the question.
God allowing these beings to leave means that he still wants them to be around. So is it you that should be fighting them, or God? What you need to do is you pray for strength. Strength that is capable of overcoming any obstacle. Because the obstacle will come. There will always be some battle. But you have enough strength, you will overcome. So I never pray against evil. I have never ever done it. Maybe before, when I used to call myself a Christian, when I didn't understand life properly. So you pray against people. I say, if you think somebody is a witch or wizard, in your prayer, you say, God, this person, you might not mention name, but the intention is that you want to subdue these people. See, the more you focus on praying against these evil forces, you forget about you praying to even show God the kind of how grateful you are. You're unable to show God gratitude because you think that you need to focus so much about attacking people. So this is how I do my prayer. And the Lord, thank you. You have a new day. I want to think of you more. Help me so whatever I do within the day will be there to praise you. This is my prayer. I don't pray asking for God for anything. It doesn't mean I don't need money. I need money like anybody. I need money. I need many things. But I feel that what I need most is me positioning myself in a way that I will not forget God. Because if I don't forget God, I think of God 24/7. It means God will be with me 24/7. And if God is with me, who can be against me? So what is the use of me wasting my time praying against the evil demons and that? I don't do that. It is only neophyte people, beginners in spirituality. They waste time praying against all this. Don't forget, sound is very powerful. Whatever word you are issuing, if it is full of negativity, it will go back and come back to you. Okay? Sound is so powerful. When you issue some words, these words will be in existence for eternity. So all those words we issue in our prayers, they go and come back to us. So if your prayer is, okay, you are praying for people to be wealthy, you are praying for people to succeed in life. So these sound vibration you are, releasing, go, does his work and come back to you. So that's why I said that whatever you wish for people comes to you. So here is the case that you are issuing negativity against so-called demons and principalities and powers that be. Those vibrations that you enact, they go, do their job, and come back to you.
Because we are all extensions of God.
That is a fact.
There's no other. So you are doing it against you.
It will come back to yourself, because the whole point is that I'm asking people, if God wants to kill all the evil forces in the world, can't he do it? The answer is God can kill all of them. He can eliminate all of them. But why is he not doing it? So if God is not doing it, are you the one who would think that you'll be able to do it? You have been praying against Satan. Not now. Your fathers and mothers did it. Your great-grandparents did it. And your ancestors did the same thing, and the same Satan is not dying. It should tell you how powerful he is. So the best thing is, be positive. You must invoke positive energy through sound vibrations. And this energy is enough to curtail all negativity around you. But if you create negative sound vibration by yourself, because you think you want to defeat some kind of negative energies around you and all that, they might go do their job and come back to you, because whatever you threw out, they come back to you. So yes, sound vibrations are very powerful. We must know how to manage them. We should be positive 24/7, because the sound vibration we utters comes back to us 100-fold.
Thank you very much. So let's go back to our frequencies, the alpha and the...
Yes. So I've written something here. I would like to go through it so these are the way I've lined them out. We have delta waves. Okay, so when you are in deep state of dreamless sleep, when you are sleeping in a very deep sense, like in a deep slumber, and then that's the time your brain is able to produce the delta waves. And among all the waves, the delta waves are the slowest type of waves.
Okay.
It's very slow, the delta waves. So it's a delta force. They're supposed to be very slow, because delta waves are very slow. Okay? And then from the delta waves, we come to the theta waves. So the theta waves, when one is sleeping lightly, you are not deep in slumber. Like you are sleeping, but you're not very deep. And you are extremely relaxed. So it means that, yes, he's sleeping, but not so deep, and you're very relaxed in the sleep. This is the time your brain is able to produce the theta waves. Okay? And then we come to the alpha waves. So the alpha waves is just the middle of the wave spectrum. Among all the waves, the alpha waves is the middle.
Okay.
And then the brain produces these waves when you are not focusing too hard on anything in particular. So like you're not even sleeping, but you're not thinking of something particular, like you're sitting and relaxing. That's the time your brain is able to produce these alpha waves. And then we come to the beta waves. The beta waves, our brain produces these when we are awake, when we are alert, and we are focused. So now you are awake, you're very much alert, and you're focused on something. That's the time your brain is able to produce these beta waves. So for instance, if you want to produce any of these waves, now you should know what to do. And all these waves have their own significance, what they can do. So now we come to the last one, that's the gamma waves. Among all the waves, the gamma waves are the speediest. They are the very fastest waves. So, and these waves can be produced when we are actively involved in processing information and learning. When you are concentrating on something, you are trying to solve problems, that's when these brain waves are produced. So we have the delta waves when one is in deep slumber. We have the theta waves when one is not very deep in slumber. Then we have the alpha waves when one is not too much focusing on a particular thing. So like you are outside minded, you're not focused on anything. There's a time your brain produces the alpha waves, and then the beta waves is when you are alert, when you are awake. That's the time you are able to do that. And then when you are actively involved in processing information, trying to solve a situation, this is when the gamma waves are produced. So all these waves, it means that from day to today to tomorrow, we will produce all these waves. Because as you are sitting down here, it's either we are so much awake, we are alert, we are focused on something, or maybe probably we are in deep slumber, or maybe we are not focused on anything. So all the time, we are producing all these waves. And these waves, even though they are produced from the brain, they are able to affect our external environment based on the vibration we possess. So for instance, if one is focused, for instance, now I'm very focused. I'm doing meditation. I'm very focused. I know what I'm looking for. And my mind is on that kind of meditation. I am producing a special waves. And those waves that I'm producing, because I am probably anticipating for something mystical or spiritual, these waves will go around my external environment and then facilitate me to be able to get what I'm looking for.
So are these waves kind of magnetic?
They are magnetic.
Okay.
Because you're able to attract them based on the position of your mind. So for instance, somebody is going to the class to go and write exams. You need to produce a certain kind of waves to be able to help you to look for whatever you're looking for. So at times, people become agitating when they are about going to write exams. You feel that, okay, I couldn't finish what I should have studied the previous night, and the exams is this morning, so you're agitated. No, it wouldn't help you. Because at the condition, you'll be producing a lot of waves, and those waves will not help you to focus. You'll be during in the exam hall. So before you go to sit down, you must be relaxed and focused. So at the position, you are able to produce some waves that will help you to even pass your exams.
Even though you didn't study.
You didn't study.
Finish studying.
You didn't finish study.
Okay.
The time, say about 30 minutes is the time for you to go and write the exam. It's not the time for you to go and study and be. See, you will create waves that will destabilize your whole system. So you'll be sitting down there and you forget about even all that you studied the previous night. So about say 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes with the time to go and write exams. The best thing is to sit down, be relaxed, be alert, and be focused. So you can just sit down quietly and be thinking about what you studied the previous night. Don't go and open books trying to grab more things. No. You will create more waves, and those waves will be able to distract you when the time is due. So, but life is full of so many mysteries, and the more we try to learn, the better for us. Okay? So all these waves, they are there. They are influencing us. When somebody wakes up from slumber, how do you feel?
Dull.
You feel so dull. Because the waves you created will make you dull. So don't forget, I told you that the first waves here is the delta waves. When you are in deep slumber, that's when you produce these waves. So you sleep so deep. You wake up and you feel all body pains. You are dull. Even when you speak, your voice is kind of down, dull. Because of the delta waves, they will have influence on you. So when you wake up after some time, when you begin to become a little bit alert and focused, and you become more personal with yourself, then gradually you begin to generate energy. Okay? But when one sleeps and your sleeping was not so deep, light sleep, then you wake up and you feel a little better than how you're supposed to have been if you were in deep slumber. Because during the sleep, you were not producing delta waves, but you were producing theta waves. And when one is not sleeping, but you're not specifically focusing on anything. So for example, maybe you're lying down, you're not thinking of anything, you're just lying down, trying to relax. In that condition, you're producing the alpha waves. Understand? So people must understand these are very, very important things that we need to associate ourselves with. It's going to help, and especially when it comes to the gamma waves, they're the speediest. So anytime you're focused, you are trying to solve problems. For instance, you meet a situation, maybe somebody want to attack you. You need to make some decision within that space of time. the kind of energy you exert in creating whatever understanding at that point, because you produce the gamma waves, you are able to appreciate the situation, you're able to approach situations, you're able to approach problems because of the gamma waves. The gamma waves helps you to, it facilitates you to be able to assess things quickly because it's the speediest among all the waves. So these are things that we should learn. It helps.
So give us one practical way of doing something, maybe the gamma waves, just not so much trying to achieve a lot of things, but at least small thing, kind of.
Come again with your question.
Let's say practical. I want to activate the gamma waves, but I want to, how do I put it? I want to focus on this thing and achieve it, but it should be in my terrain.
Okay.
Let's say I want to focus on Venza. Within my terrain, maybe I might not be able to get the Venza. Maybe I might be able to get maybe Samsung S7. So how do I go about it?
Okay, so for you to be able to attract things into your life, the most important wave one must produce is the gamma waves. Because the gamma waves are the waves that helps you to solve problems. Okay? So how do you position yourself in a way that you'll be creating these waves? Don't forget, if you find yourself sleeping deep, you spontaneously or automatically create some waves. Okay?
Okay.
Delta waves will come. As soon as you fall into slumber, deep sleeping, you are creating delta waves, no two ways about it. But I'm telling you that if you want to benefit from the power of attraction, you should be able to produce gamma waves because it's the speediest of all the waves. And these waves help you to solve problems. So what do? You must occupy yourself with a lot of activities. So for instance, like in my life, like from morning to night, I'm so busy. I'm not busy for nonsense. I'm busy for something beneficial to society. So I'm thinking of how to, maybe I have about 100 calls I need to pick today. I'm thinking about how to pick these calls. Why am I picking this call? Because I want to help people. Okay, I have to also have Facebook Live. We have to have some recordings. At the same time, probably I have some trip I have to organize. So I have all these plans ahead of me. Deep down my heart, I want to attend to all these situations. They are all problems that I need to solve. So because I am thinking of all these, I create gamma waves because it's the speediest among all the waves. Okay? So the more you engage yourself with a lot of positive things, you create more gamma waves. And when you have so much of the gamma waves, it becomes very easy for you to attract whatever you are anticipating for. Understand?
Okay.
But if you are looking for, trying to implement the power of attraction in your life, but all that you do all the time is sleeping in slumber, you should understand that you are creating only delta waves, and delta waves are unable to allow you to attract any positive that will help you to get it. You understand? So yes, you might be thinking of attracting all the things you want, but you're always sleeping. During your slumber, you're only creating delta waves, and these delta waves will not help you to be able to approach things through the power of attraction. So how do you get what you're looking for when you're always in slumber? You get it?
That's true.
So you want to attract, or you want to implement the power of attraction, you must position yourself in a way that you will produce more gamma waves. And you can only produce gamma waves when you are actively involved in solving many problems. So doing this, you produce more of that. And because you are trying to solve more problems and you are producing more gamma waves, it will facilitate you to be able to implement the power of attraction in your life. So it means get yourself more engaged in solving problems. If you want to attract anything positive in your life, position yourself in a way that you want to solve problems. And not just one problem, but many problems at a time. And if possible, try to position yourself in a way that you don't do this thing because of selfish interest. You want to do them because you feel people need you, people need your assistance, and you're struggling in your life, not because you gain anything from it, you want to help people. So in this kind of mood, you spontaneously create or produces gamma waves. And these gamma waves will be able to facilitate you when it comes to implementing power of attraction in your life.
Oh, okay. I think one can sleep for 5 minutes and wake up and they feel like they've slept for 8 hours.
Yes.
What wave did they produce?
Because
during that
they
period?
slept so deep, so they produce delta waves.
Oh, okay.
So it make you, like, you slept only maybe 15 minutes, but you wake up like you have slept for about 20 hours. Yes, because so much delta waves were created. And at times, one must sleep very deep, but he wakes up and it's like you are very active.
Yes.
It means that during the sleep, you were creating not delta waves, but theta waves.
Oh, okay.
Understand?
Okay.
Uh-huh. And at times, one might be sitting down and you feel so tired. You were not sleeping, but the condition or the mood you find yourself, you were actually creating delta waves. So even though you were not sleeping, but you were like somebody who was in slumber. So you feel very tired all over the body, and it's like, what has happened? I'm too dull, I'm too lazy. Yes, because at that condition, you were creating more delta waves, and delta waves only are produced only when one is in slumber. So even though you were not in slumber, but your mood and your position was like somebody who's in slumber, so these waves will make you very dull.
Oh, wow. What relationship does hypnotism have with these waves?
Okay, see, the whole point is that all these 5 waves are part of what we use in telepathy and hypnotism. So, for instance, somebody want to send you some telepathic information, or somebody want to hypnotize you. So the person have to produce a level of these waves to be able to affect you or influence you to do whatever it is. So let's say the person want you to be dull, the person don't want you to be active, and then this person want you to do what he wants. The more waves that will be needed here is the delta waves. So it means the person who is going to originate or activate this hypnotism must send so much delta waves to this person, the target. So the target will feel sleepy, it's like you want to fall asleep, that kind of thing. Then in that condition, you're able to control the person's mind to do your bidding. But if, say, you want to hypnotize somebody, and the waves you produce to this person is the gamma waves. The gamma waves is not waves that will make somebody sleep or somebody do your bidding. So at the end of the day, whatever hypnotism you're trying to on this person will not work. So I don't know if those who practice this sign, they all know all these waves. But at the end of the day, for you to be able to change someone's mind to do your bidding, you should be able to send so much delta waves to the person. The person will fall into slumber, even though the person might be awake. And from that point, you'll be able to let the person do what you want. But trust me, I feel hypnotism and all these things is not so good for people to be practicing, unless you have a very good reason of doing that. For instance, somebody is misbehaving severely, and whatever the person is doing is going to land him or her in a very terrible situation. At that point, you can use hypnotism. Recently, a man came to me, and he said he's having 2 kids. They are all kind of mad. One is a girl, one is a boy. And he said recently he met the girl in town. He doesn't even stay in the house. So the girl wanted to attack him, the father.
Okay.
So the man said, "You have to run away." So, like, whatever you give to this man, the kid will not use. You give oil, so when they won't use, because already they are suspecting you of many things. They don't even stay in the house. So what do you do?
Yeah.
So in this condition, if you get a person's picture, you can send this delta wave to this person all the time. So the aggressiveness will be minimized. And from that point now, you'll be able to help to heal this person. So these waves, spiritual people are using it knowingly or unknowingly. But for me, I deal with them, so now I know specifically what to do at what time. Because these are part of natural principle. They are part of the universal energies. And if we can channel them properly, there are many things we can do for society.
I think a lot of the whites are channeling it properly because they are helping people stop addictions.
Yes.
And all this stuff. So
Yes.
I think channeling it properly helps also.
It's true. You know, like psychological people who deal with psychology, they are able to know your state of mind. You know why? Because the state of mind will facilitate you to produce a certain level of waves. Okay? So when somebody is lying, your posture, how you sit, how you talk, your gestures will tell that this person is lying. Because when somebody is lying, the person produces this level of waves. And this level of waves will make you to make these gestures. So when you make these gestures, they know this person is lying. You understand? For instance, somebody who is a child molester, okay, they have a way of responding to some questions. They have a way how they respond to some kind of accusations. So psychological people are very much aware of this. So for instance, you have been accused of molesting children. They know how you react to some questions. Because they know that, okay, this person molests children, and because of this, he produces so much of these waves. So when they will put the question before you, they will put you a question that will agitate those waves, and you begin to act exactly how people who molest children behaves. Then they will know that this person is culprit. So it is science that people can learn. I know most of these whites, they study all these things and they know they make good use of them. But for me, I'm a mystical person, so I use anything around me for the work that I do. So yes, we must learn them. There's something you can learn. I mean, if you have a master, a good master, they can teach you all these waves, the best times to produce which waves and which of the waves that help. Because at the end of the day, we are talking about sound. Sound vibration is everything. Whatever happens around us, everything is sound. When we walk, we make sound. How our engines are ignited, it makes sound. Even when you are even sleeping, so people snore, it makes sound. When you are even watching on your phone, they feel everything noise and everything. So sound is everywhere. So whether we like it or not, we are always influenced by sound. So the more we get to understand what kind of sound we allow into our area of jurisdiction, the better for us.
That's true. Because even when kids are lying, they look down and
yes,
their hands
they can't look at your eyes properly. Yes, because when they want to lie, the whole point is that you create some level of waves. So those who are very much aware of this sign, they will know that what they are saying is a lie.
Okay.
And to that point, the white men have created some kind of machines, okay, telegraph. So when they feel they can't trust you, they will take you through that process. And as you are speaking, when they ask you questions, the answers you give, they will see on the screen the kind of wave, how the wave moves. They will know that you are lying. Because they know when you are lying, the kind of waves you create here, which will show on the screen. And if the person is speaking the truth, then they will see that everything is like that. Because of the waves. They've been able to use the waves to create machines that they can test people when they feel you are a bad person. They have a means of grabbing you. So waves actually, they are very important in our lives, and I think everybody should learn them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before the inventions of these telegraphs, were spiritual people able to see waves?
Waves cannot be seen. They are subtle stuff.
Okay.
Only their something can be seen. But like I'm saying, I mean, spiritual people don't have to just depend so much on the waves. They are able to know.
Okay.
Because I know some spiritual people that anytime they want to find out some information, they'll sit in meditation and information will be given to them. And I've been telling people, there is no one single spiritualist who knows everything. No, it's not possible. Whatever happens to you, you can only have access to those information when you seek.
Okay.
So for instance, as I'm sitting here, if somebody goes to my shop and steals something, I will not see it because I am not God. But I go to the shop and something is missing. Then now when I want to find out who stole that thing, I'll be able to find out. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It means that I'm here. My eyes are not everywhere. So I can't see everything. So it is possible that a spiritualist can have a problem. Even armed robbers can even attack you. So the question is, why didn't you see it? He can't see everything because it's not God.
Yeah.
But had it been you start now, okay, this morning, what is going to happen to me? You would have seen it, okay, you'll be facing like a difficulty. So this is what people don't understand. A spiritualist can have a child that can die without you knowing. Your mother can die without you knowing. Something bad can happen to you without knowing because you are not God. But it's very unfortunate in this part of the world, we feel when somebody is spiritual, it means the person should know everything. And you can't blame people because the spiritual people speak as if that they are so powerful that they see everything. You see the point? So yes, spiritual people in ancient times, they're able to get informations. Like for the king before, you're not having any courts. So when you do something, they take you to the chief palace. You sit here, this one sit here. They will tell you to speak. After speak, he will be looking at your faces now after you pass his judgment, and he will not be wrong because they were trained. They will know this person is a culprit and this person is the victim. Whatever it is, they'll be able to know. So these are signs, and people should learn them. When you learn them, there are many things we will be able to achieve in our lives.
Okay. Thank you very much. And before we go, can you give us the mode of music one has to listen to? You mentioned the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance.
Sure.
Yes. So we want to know.
So it depends on what you do as a person. Somebody who is a spiritualist needs a very serene atmosphere, a very serene environment to be able to implement all his heart desires. But somebody who is a boxer doesn't need a serene atmosphere. You need a very aggressive environment or aggressive area to be able to also implement your own wishes. So if you're a boxer, you're going to the ring and you play serene music, you will lose that battle. Okay? You're a soldier, you're going for battle. You don't go and listen to some gospel music, something that calms you down. You must listen to sound that will agitate your organs. You must listen to sound that will agitate you. So it means that you're going to the battlefield, you need sound that will be able to agitate you. So you need passionate sound in the mode of passion. Okay? You're a businessman. After the morning prayers, you're going to the office to go and do business. You need to agitate yourself so that you'll be able to make money that day. So you're going to the office, and around that 9, 10 a.m., you are playing some kind of cool, quiet music. It's not the best thing for you because you need to agitate yourself so that you'll be able to implement your heart desires out there. So if you ask me what kind of music you need to listen to, if you're a spiritualist, because you must always be calm and silent so that you'll be able to really appreciate what happens around you, so that you'll be able to help others. It is good for you to listen to calm music all the time because you need to calm yourself to be able to put yourself in the position or the shoes of others for you to be able to help them. But if you're a business person and you're always doing business, you need music that will be able to agitate your sense of desire. That will help you to be able to amass whatever you're looking for. If you're a soldier, there are some kind of tracks you must listen to agitate you, to put more brevity into your system so that you'll be able to fight the enemy. So it depends on the person we are speaking of. So you have to ask yourself, who do you want to become? Then what kind of music you have to listen to? But I would say that, okay, divide the day into 3. Early in the morning, try to listen to sound vibration that will calm you down. That will help you to become in tune with the universe. In the afternoon, you can listen to tracks or sound vibrations that will agitate you for you to be able to face whatever problems you have. In the night, if you also can get something calm so that you can calm your nerves down. After the whole day's struggles, calm your body down so that you can have a good sleep for the following morning. So this is what I would tell people to do. But specifically, if you're a spiritualist, all the time you must be yourself. So listen to some sound vibrations that will always calm you down for you to be able to put yourself in the shoes of other people, for you to be able to understand people when it comes to solving their problems for you.
So you have to do the right thing at the right time. Thank you very much for this information.
Thank you.
If this is the first time you are watching a video of ours, please kindly like this video. Click on the notification icon to get more updates. We'll see you next week. Bye.